my question to you, Parts, is like, based on who you were in 2020 to who you were at the end of 2021, what are some of the things that you consciously changed about yourself that you notice now? And what are some of the things that you unconsciously changed about yourself that also made you a better person, or maybe even made you worse? Who knows?
I became a mom, which changed everything.
Oh, absolutely.
So many things changed. I feel like, and I don't know if you're going to agree with me because you're one of the very few people who really know me through and through. I'm such a different person now. Like,
Yes.
entirely different person. The one thing that changed me the most, that subconsciously I didn't really do anything to make this change, all these changes, was I became a wife and a mom. And that requires a lot of sacrifice. When people say that women are superheroes, women are, women can do anything, women can do everything, I understand now what they mean on such a personal level, because being a wife and a mother, not discounting how women who are not wives or mothers, but women who are, really struggle and grapple with so many different difficult situations and things, and the sacrifice that you have to constantly make for your family and your loved ones is just enormous. So it changed me a lot. It changed me into a more patient.
Absolutely. If there's one word that we could not use, if there was one adjective na never natin nagamit kay Joyce Pring dati, patient is that word.
Yes, it's not. Let me tell you this. This was the nickname of the DJs for me when I was in Magic. It was Potty Mouth Pring, because I was not patient and I was a potty mouth. And anytime I became impatient, I just spurted out words that shouldn't even be in legal sentences. So
yes, it was a constant struggle to wonder, like, is she going to curse on air today?
And I think that's partly why Boss I Do kept me in the station, because he was just fascinated with the fact that I can turn off the switch of potty mouth Pring while we were on air. Yeah, I think I became more patient, more giving. I want to ask you naman, Parts.
Okay.
What are your biggest takeaways from 2021 and the things that really changed in your life for the better? Because this was a champion year for you also. 2021 was a great year for Atayde.
2021 was probably the best year I've ever had in my life.
Wow.
And again, this is coming off of the worst year that I've had in my life as well. So that's what I subconsciously changed about myself. And it's funny because, again, this is something that I guess it was never my thing. Like, I was never the nice guy. I that was just never me. I mean, I was always the guy that kept to myself. And I don't want to say that I was mean or anything like that, but it's just a lot of people looked at me keeping to myself as me, I guess, being standoffish and being... What are the other words that they would describe me as, Pards?
Mayabang.
Mayabang, oo.
Yeah, mayabang, know it all.
No, yun, marami akong ganon. And but the thing is,
sorry, I'll keep going.
Sige lang, baka mamaya may kulang pa. Baka may
Let me just keep going. Only because
Aaron
is none of those things. Aaron is none of those things, but I understand why people think that if you don't know Aaron, because Aaron put up really high gates for people to climb before you can see the softer, kinder, nicer side of him, which for some reason, nawala yung gates na yun.
Yes.
Yeah.
A conscious effort and a subconscious effort as well to really like open myself up to a lot of different things. Not necessarily just to open myself up to people or just open myself up to different, to move to a different country. I think I really opened myself up to become more vulnerable as well.
I love that. You became more mindful of how you were spending and giving your energy, which really is the most important thing that we can really do. So that's why we wanted to create this podcast episode, I guess, Parts, to talk about the things that we want to leave behind in 2021 and the things that we want to carry on to 2022 to be able to start a better and brighter new year. So I'll start off.
Go ahead.
The thing that I want to leave in 2021, which I feel like I really held on to and spent so much time ruminating on, is the mortality and fragility of life.
Who that you set that up to be something not so grim?
Because I was pregnant in 2021. Like the majority of 2021, I was pregnant and then I gave birth. And so I had to every day grapple with the mortality and the fragility of our lives and of my baby's life. Because if life is not fragile and it's not, finite, then we won't celebrate it or we won't be as mindful about it. But I just want to kind of let go of that fear and accept it. Accept the morality and fragility of life and stop looking at it as like, the morbid, grim thing that haunts you on a day-to-day, moment-to-moment basis, but just really look at it as an opportunity to maximize the time that has been given to us by God on this earth, to love in the most beautiful, selfless way, to serve in the most beautiful and selfless way, and to really enjoy the time that we have here on earth. So that's what I want to let go of, that fear and anxiety, and embrace instead the beauty of that.
I, on the other hand, I'm gonna take it, I guess, a little bit in a different way. The one thing that I want to leave in 2021, it's the ghosts of my past. You learn from the mistakes that you had, you learn from the experiences that you had, but you don't go into your situations now with those doubts. Show that you are, you did learn from your past, but at the same time, know that your experience now is not the experience that you went through the last time. It's a brand new experience. So let that experience unfold by itself.
I love that. Classic let go.
Diba?
Classic
Let go
na let go, but also learn. I think it will do us a lot of good if we understand and start to really accept na life continuously moves on. And unless you move on with it, you're going to get left behind and you're going to have to deal with the rubble of your past, whether it's good or bad. And it's a lot to take on if you're just constantly trying to stay put when the whole world is moving forward.
Give yourself an opportunity to have new experiences and give, this new chapter of your life its chance.
Another thing or lesson that I want to bring to 2022, gratitude over worry.
Yes.
I think being grateful is so overused in our conversations, in our daily conversations. But really, it's one of the most powerful things that we can hold on to, especially in uncertain times like these. I found myself being super ungrateful the past few months. Kasi nga, ganun yung thinking ko. Like, I'm always afraid and anxious and worrying. Like, caring for a newborn was not easy. Being pregnant in the middle of a pandemic was not easy. So, nandun yung energy ko. Finocus ko na, ganito, hindi ako mapakali kasi I'm always trying to fix things. Tapos, ang sama-sama ng loob ko kasi hindi ako nakalabas talaga ng bahay dahil bukod sa bawal ang buntis sa public spaces for some reason. Takot na takot din ako, syempre, to get sick and go through the sickness. But I realize now na grabe yung grace ni God the past few months in protecting, sustaining, providing for work, providing for family, for loved ones. And I should have focused on that more. And I want to be in that position now when I enter 2022, that instead of worrying about what I can't control, instead of worrying about the uncertainty of things, instead of being anxious over the fact that there's so much happening in the world right now that we have no control over, that will definitely impact our lives, like the pandemic, the elections coming up here in the Philippines, the world that my son will be growing up in. It's a lot of things to worry about. But does me worrying about those things change anything? Will it have the power to change anything? No. So the powerful thing that I can do is to just be grateful for the good things and the not so good things that's happening in my life right now. Because really, that's all I can do, diba? to just enjoy those things, to be good stewards of the things that God is giving in my life, like my family, my work, my sphere of influence, the thing that I'm doing in my life right now, and just be grateful for that.
I agree. And I think that I will connect that to what I also want to bring into 2022 is the mindset that happiness evolves. One of the main problems that a lot of people have when it comes to happiness is that they are looking for a happiness that they know. The thing is, just like the rest of everything in the world, your happiness evolves. So if you are chasing what it was, it will never be that anymore, because it is now what your happiness is, what is, and it will be what it will be. Enjoy the happiness that you have instead of being ungrateful, like you were saying, about the happiness that you wish you had.